Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Island, and today we are with Kai. We're going to be doing a second episode of what we called Spooky Talks, which is going to hopefully be a weekly podcast series where we just talk about stuff in a week, or if there's nothing that happens, then we probably won't do an episode. But I think today's episode is going to be for a post E3 show, talk about everything that happened at E3, what we liked, what we didn't like, and then at the end we'll probably talk about the second episode of Loki, which dropped today, which we both have very strong opinions on, which are good opinions, not bad opinions. So I guess let's just begin. On the top of my list, I have Square Enix. Um,
Okay. Okay, it's
so
probably
let's just
probably a
get
good
into
start.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's start with the Guardians of the Galaxy game. I think that's
Okay.
probably the clear thing to start with.
hmm
Opinions. What are you saying?
I'm saying, obviously that was the first game they showed off, and I would say,
Yes.
personally, I'd say I'm very, very interested, by the whole game. I'd say that it is very unique, the style. The gameplay looks very unique as
Mm,
well. The fact
yeah.
that they're
You can
incorporating,
command
you can command different
the
people
rest of
to
the
do
crew,
different
which is
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, like an
Yeah.
actual captain does, and like a leader does
Yeah.
even, and like the way they're obviously using the music in the game is very cool. I'd say because they're using, I'd say they're using the full potential of the Guardians of the Galaxy name,
Yeah.
which I think
Yeah. There's
Telltale
a
missed out on a
lot
little
of
bit.
big songs, which is
Yeah,
good.
which is
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah. They did. They
Um,
did. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Because
personally,
they had songs in Telltale, but it was just on the ship, weren't it? On the
yeah, yeah.
radio type
And I'd
thing.
say
So
that's probably one of the biggest criticisms that game
yeah,
gets. As good as
yeah,
I really did
because it
enjoy it,
is a lot about music as well.
yeah, I really did enjoy that game. But
Mm,
yeah, I also think that playing as just Star Lord is a good idea
yeah,
as well.
yeah. I think a lot of people thought you would be able to play as each character, but this I don't think it's bad. I think it's good. I think it's cool because I think most people's favorite is Star Lord.
Yeah, I agree.
But no, there's some good characters there, and I think yeah, with the choices which you can
Mhm.
have as well.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they say it does affect the game and that.
Which
I
I
don't know
think
to
you
what
did
level, but
true, and I think in the gameplay trailer you saw that like you saw it come up where like I think it was when Rocket got tossed over the cliff, and they said
yeah,
that Rocket would remember that, and Drax found it funny, so he obviously
mm,
like liked you, and then Rocket
yeah,
obviously didn't because you did that, which is always
yeah,
I love having choices in games because it puts them more
yeah,
of a, I'd say for me, an enjoyable like experience where
yeah,
you can do it how you want to do it. You don't have to
yeah,
just play the game
yeah.
that people put
It,
in.
it,
But
it is going to be interesting because obviously, um, by the level of how much it will affect the choices, obviously they're not going to go to the level of killing off a Guardian. So
yeah,
what can they really do to affect the game? We'll just have
yeah,
to see. Think for that. It
yeah,
might be just take you down a different route. I don't know
yeah, exactly. Even if it
if they're going
is
to do
just
that.
different endings or different, I don't know,
Yeah, different
different
lines,
different lines and different like
little
choices and
Easter egg, maybe path or something you could take.
yeah.
I'm
But
sure there's going to
personally,
be people doing all different routes and all that when the game comes out.
yeah,
Be
I
a lot of
agree.
hidden stuff as well around.
hmm I agree. I
Um,
agree.
but yeah,
But yeah,
it's
I
got
mean, I
potential. I'd say. I
yeah,
don't
I
want to
think it
jump
has
the
a lot of
gun, but
potential. I'm
mm,
like I said in the last one, I'm a Marvel fanboy, and as unbiased as I like to be or try to be, I'm gonna go guns blazing in this game because
yeah,
the last Guardians of the
it's
Galaxy game,
fair
and the
enough.
only one before this, we got in 217. But I genuinely think I'm very impressed
Yeah,
by the gameplay, uh,
yeah.
and I
Well,
think that
Square
this
Enix
could
are definitely
be
doing a lot with Marvel. They've done Avengers and now they're doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah, which
So yeah, they're getting stuff out
leads
there,
a nice
which
little
is cool.
segue into the Avengers
Yeah.
game, which got an update. Which, to be honest, they always do kind of seem to like do their updates at bigger events, which isn't necessarily needed, but it's a way of obviously it's
Mm.
an IP they have. I know you can't talk much on the game, um, But I'd say
No,
the update
I
looked
gotta be
impressive.
honest. From Marvel games, Spider-Man's my favorite
I
by
agree. I
far.
agree.
It's
Spider-Man is my
it's a
favorite
great
Marvel game.
story. Yeah, and Miles. Miles is really close
Miles is
behind it.
very
It's
good
very
as
good.
well. Yeah, I
Very
agree.
good. I'm excited for the new Spider-Man game and what
Hopefully,
they can bring in with
yeah.
Miles
Hopefully we
hopefully
get
being
some
more
news on that.
into that game too.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully we can
Yeah.
get some
I
news on
don't know
that
I
game
don't know how
soon.
soon, but yeah, we'll just
Yeah,
have to see.
but yeah. On to
Will they
yeah.
release Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man in like a same like kind of time frame? Like, will they have two games out, or do you think it's a 22 release, or do you think that's a
I think it's 2022 at best. Probably
Yeah,
2023.
maybe late.
Maybe late 2022, but probably,
Yeah,
yeah, we probably won't get anything this year at all. I don't think for that, which is
no,
fair enough because
no.
we got
But I
Miles
think
last
that's
year.
why they've done Guardians. I think that's why they've got that for this year.
Yeah, I agree.
Then
But yeah,
they'll move on to Spider-Man.
we can talk about this all day, but we have a big list to
Yeah,
get through. But yeah, just
yeah, we
quickly on
do,
the
we
Avengers
do. There's
update,
a lot of talk about E3.
there
There's a
is,
lot.
but yeah. Anyway, uh, but yeah, the Avengers update I'm impressed by because Black Panther's a completely different person than we've got before. Uh,
Hmm.
in like a whole new continent and a whole new different like place of Wakanda. You have obviously Shuri in the game as well, and the new villain they obviously are going to bring in. I think it looks cool. I think it could do very well, and the DLCs for that game
Yeah.
are like top tier. I know there's people who have opinions on that game, but personally, um, I enjoy it. But yeah, moving on. So to be honest, everything else from Square Enix I didn't really care much for. I know there's other people out there that are excited for Life is Strange, which I understand. I have played most of the first game. Or watched most of the first game. I like it, but yeah. Um, moving on to Xbox then. The first
Xbox's
thing,
conference.
yeah, the
There's a
first
lot of
thing they,
hype for us, even though we don't have an Xbox and we're not big keen
yeah,
lovers of Xbox. We're more PlayStation. But
we do
we
play
were there.
PlayStation.
I was
We
there
were
for
there,
Battlefield, but
yeah, we were there for to
we
see what
decided
they
to
had.
watch it.
We
Yeah,
did.
show
Um,
our respects.
yeah, exactly. And I was impressed, to be honest, by Xbox. First of all, Starfield. Now, a few weeks
Mm,
ago before E3, a little bit of a history lesson. This got announced to be one of Bethesda's games they've been working on for a while. I think it's been rumored for quite a few years, but this is apparently they've said it's 25 years in the making, which I I'm intrigued to see a lot more, and it's got a November 2022 release date, which is a hell of a long way away. To me, it's like if Cyberpunk in 2012
mm.
said, "Yeah, we've got a
Yeah,
game coming out
Cyberpunk
in
was 8 years in the
2020."
making, weren't it? This is
Well, yeah,
25.
this is
So,
25, so it's got a lot of hype around it,
but
and so it should because the
yeah,
trailer was very small, but it looked very cool in a way that
yeah.
like there's a lot of obviously like it is a lot
Yeah,
of hype being
it
a
looks massive.
Xbox.
It
It does look
does,
insanely massive.
but there's going to be a lot of expectations, I think, and
Yeah, that's the thing. It's whether they
I
can
don't want
meet.
to jump the gun again on this one and be like, oh,
Yeah,
it's going to be so good, and then launch. It's just an absolute nightmare,
yeah, I
bugs
agree.
and everything. But
But to be
um,
honest,
for
with
what we
that
saw, it was
scale of
good.
a game, I'd say from what
Yeah,
we saw,
yeah. The idea itself, I'd say, is probably very cool.
yeah, I'd say
There's games like it, but I feel like this will like be more detailed than the type of games like the space games and the sci-fi type route.
yeah.
Be interesting what's on the planets. Like if there's gonna
Hmm.
be it's obviously probably gonna be like aliens and stuff.
Well, yeah, he had a robot that
That
come on his ship, which is
yeah,
very cool.
yeah, a robot, yeah,
Hmm.
which would be cool. I wonder if you can be able to control that or would it be AI based? But
Yeah, but
be
yeah, from
interesting.
what we
Yeah,
saw, I think it looks very
yeah,
promising. There's a lot of
yeah,
hype and potential
yeah.
for a game like that because, like we've been saying, there hasn't really been a space exploration game
No,
of that
no,
scale
which
ever.
has kind of been
Uh,
insane. Yeah,
exactly.
there's been space
Um,
games, but none
but
really
at
which
that
have
scale,
really stole.
exactly. And I think this could go down as it has the potential to not hype it up, but it has a potential to go down as like a generation defining game. But what I mean by that is that like people think of when you think of an FPS shooter, you think of Battlefield or you think of COD. You don't think of like a lesser known FPS game, if you know what I mean. For most people at least. But this could be like you think of a space game, you think of Starfield, you know? Like you think of a racing game, you think of Need for Speed. This could be like
Yeah, or
a
Forza.
or Forza. You could think of this could be a big game. But if you've
Yeah,
got anything else to
a big game comes with big space. You're gonna need a
true,
lot of room for it, I'm guessing.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll
I'm
be
guessing
interested
it's
actually
gonna
with
be
Battlefield to see how big that game's gonna be, but with
yeah.
no single player
We'll get
story,
on to
it might
we'll
not
get on to
be as
Battlefield.
bad.
We'll go on to Battlefield later, Carl. We'll go on
Yeah,
to
we'll go to
Battlefield.
that. Sorry, I'm a bit excited with Battlefield.
Just we're just halfway down the list. But
Should
moving
we
on,
move on to Contraband?
I was gonna literally say the same
Should we do
thing.
that?
With Contraband, there's not much we can really
Yeah,
say about that
no,
game.
it wasn't long, but
It wasn't
from
long,
what
but
we
what we
saw,
saw,
I think
it
we were impressed.
it's an
I'd say.
open world, it's a cinematic trailer. All we know is there's open world multiplayer game, or open world you can play with multiple people,
Yeah,
which is always a good
Contraband,
thing.
which I kind of think it's like smuggling. So
Yeah,
I'm guessing
yeah.
maybe you go in and try and smuggle stuff out, and it could be like Hunt Showdown. It could be like something
Yeah.
like that where you go in,
Yeah.
loot, and then get out something, or could be like Escape from Tarkov. It could be
Mhm.
we don't know. We don't know, but yeah, I thought it was cool. I like the
Yeah.
idea. I was basically just going by the idea and not the actual what we saw. Because again, it was if I'm not wrong, it was just about a crate, wasn't it? Some crate stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
special crate, and then it was just loading stuff. Got an idea of what it was about just from looking at it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree.
uh,
I'd say there's not much, but like if you literally all you have to do nowadays is literally have the key areas of what your game's going to be. You literally could just have a
Yeah.
trailer like that, which is 40 seconds long, that says it's an open world game, it's a multiplayer game, it's going to have it is called Contraband, and that's it. And
Yeah.
I know it's 2022, but it's yeah.
Yeah. Did they
Um,
say that was an Xbox exclusive? I can't remember.
I'm
Will
not
it be
sure
available on
actually. I'm not
Windows?
sure. I'm
Because they
not
had a
sure.
lot of exclusives.
They
didn't
did
they?
have a lot of
A lot of
exclusives.
which
They
are going
all-
to come on Game Pass on
Yeah.
day one.
And obviously, if it's coming on Game Pass, or a lot of
Yeah.
stuff wasn't just going to be exclusive to Xbox. There's
no.
a lot of stuff that was.
Yeah.
So it was. It's not.
Yeah.
I think they said that 27 of their 30 games were coming to Game Pass, which is
Yeah.
a big thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it
Big
was around
thing.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
But moving
Yeah, definitely
swiftly on.
expanding their Game Pass from where it started. They're getting
I
a lot
think
more
right
games
now
on us.
Xbox are in a
surface.
situation where they know they can't meet PlayStation with the units sold of their consoles, so they're kind of just
Yeah,
letting that
yeah.
be and strengthening the Game Pass as much as they can, you know, because
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
have
because
you can
they've got a
have-
lot of games to fight.
yeah
Like the PlayStation exclusive, they're hard to beat.
yeah, and I think this is probably the
Um,
strongest I've seen personally.
We're gonna sound biased, aren't we? Right now, we're literally.
Well, yeah, we're gonna say biased, but personally,
But I don't know
would
if we're
say
stating facts here, but I don't know. I don't know. From the games what PlayStation have exclusively, I think I don't know.
I would say personally this is the strongest Xbox exclusive lineup I've seen in probably my lifetime. Like
But they're showing a lot more games. We don't know how
Exactly.
good they are, but
we don't know how good they are, but like for the
they've shown
potential,
games at least.
the potential they have of Xbox exclusive is probably one of the biggest I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
From them.
But are
Because
they going to be
PlayStation-
competitors to PlayStation, or are they just going to be
Well,
there?
that's the thing. Yeah, exactly.
play?
Because PlayStation were in a situation for years where they can, without sounding
Yeah.
biased, they can release exclusive years ahead. Like they can announce Spider-Man, they can
Yes,
announce a new
yeah.
Spider-Man a year out. They can announce Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
They can announce all these other
Yeah.
games
Mm.
that are coming that are exclusive. You know. So
Yeah.
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 But moving on,
Okay.
Sea of
This is
Thieves.
my favorite from
Now
E3.
I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
take the reins on this one.
100%. Yeah. Sea of Thieves is brilliant, honestly, and I didn't really expect they were gonna
I
be able to
really
do what they
wasn't.
did.
I
They got
really
the
wasn't expecting
rights.
it.
They got the rights from Disney to have Pirates of the Caribbean. That is amazing. It's
That
definitely
is.
gonna get me to reinstall the game again.
That's good.
That's gonna be the
That's
quickest
good.
reinstall of my life.
Now,
Honestly, as soon as I started watching, I was like, I'm getting kind of like vibes from Pirates of the Caribbean, and then obviously
yeah,
when
we said that in the
Jack
trailer
Sparrow turned up, I was
reaction.
like, oh,
If you watch, if you
yeah,
go watch it on the
yeah.
channel,
I was like, wait, that's yeah,
you could hear, you can't hear Kai, but you can hear me saying, "Wait, what?" Because basically I'm saying that Kai's like, "Oh, that woman's from Pirates of the Caribbean." I was like, "Wait, what? Are you sure?" And I didn't believe
yeah,
it, but Kai knew.
yeah,
So props to him for that. He's a big Pirates of the Caribbean fan, and
yeah. I love Pirates of the
that's a big
Caribbean.
thing for them.
It's the best, and the way they did the trailer, this straight up reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean. Like
Yeah,
the way it was done, it was perfectly. Having Davy Jones as well,
yeah,
so
exactly.
cool. I'm definitely gonna play that again with time. I don't know how long the story's gonna be, but I feel like again Disney wouldn't just be throwing around their stuff around if it
Yeah.
was just any company wanting to make something. So I definitely feel like Sea of Thieves went with an idea of what they wanted to do, and then they both worked with each other, and I think they're happy. So I'm expecting a lot. That's all I can say.
Okay, that's
But
good.
yeah, I'll definitely play through it, and yeah, it's good. It's good for the single player people, I guess. Everyone likes single player, and
Yep.
yeah, it'll be interesting how much like Jack Sparrow will actually um, be used in the
Impact.
game too?
Yeah,
Will he be
yeah,
someone
yeah.
you'll fight with, or yeah, or will he just be cinematic ways and just like fitted in like that?
I think them
I'm
having the
guessing
rights, they're
obviously
gonna
Davy Jones
make
would be shown on the ship. Yeah, they're gonna make the most of it. Yeah,
exactly.
100%. It's got to be used. It's got to be used.
Hmm.
But worst case scenario, it'll be used for cinematics. But I'm
But that's the
sure they'll
thing.
put him
You
in
still
there.
have the rights and the amount of people they're gonna bring back.
Yeah,
Because of this game is because of the partnership. Even it's
yeah,
like
yeah. And we
it's
could
so
get
good.
skins as well. I'm sure they'll have exclusive skins for the ships and character skins, which could be
Hmm.
cool if they did that. So then they could take them into like multiplayer and have like the Black Pearl or something that could be cool as a
Yeah,
skin.
yeah,
That would be really cool. But I think they're going to get a lot of players back from that, from what they've shown.
yeah.
I think there's still a lot of people who play it, but I think this is the main thing to get people back.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's good. It's
I
good from
agree.
them.
Um, I
Very
think
good.
that's a type of partnership that a big fan base, like the fan base, would always want because
Yeah,
it's
100%.
like a
You kind of think of Sea of
self-explanatory
Thieves,
one.
you're like, ah, it's like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's a self-explanatory
that's where
one.
they got the idea from.
It's like if I don't know,
Mm.
I don't know, Racket Boys Weeks. If you don't know, is a Korean drama. Shout out to that show. It's a banger.
It's it's so
But
damn
it's
good.
like if they done their own, I don't know, line of rackets. It is
Yeah,
self-explanatory. You don't expect it, but it's the most feasible. It's the most like expected kind of partnership,
yeah,
and that is
yeah,
obviously a big thing
yeah,
for both, I'd say.
yeah, yeah. I wonder
Because
how
Sea of
long they've
Thieves is
been
such a
working
good
on
game.
getting that.
I honestly,
I
I
don't know
don't
if
think
I feel like they've been
anybody.
trying.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has had any rumors or leaks about it whatsoever. Because that was one
No,
thing I was
no.
genuinely surprised about.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And when you look in games in general, there's not. I know there's not many like pirate games, but there isn't many like collabs with Pirates of the Caribbean. Even on like mobile games, there's not really much. And I
yeah,
think this is like the first big game which has actually got something with Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's good. It's good.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
good
yeah.
that it's still being used, and the fact that it's still alive because there hasn't been much for Pirates of the Caribbean recently, and I think this is something we're
I
getting,
agree. I
something for
agree.
the fans and for the films and that. I guess we'll just have to wait and see
Yeah.
where they go with that. But
Mhm.
no, hopefully they carry on with Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe some spin-offs,
Yeah.
maybe even a TV show could be
Well,
cool.
we're not here
But
to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm afraid,
no,
but
no,
we are here
yeah.
to talk about the
Sadly, we
next
move
thing,
on.
which is
Actually, no,
you
we don't.
won't
No, it's
you
not
won't
sad.
be
It's
sadly
Battlefield. It's
because
Battlefield.
Battlefield is next. Now,
Yeah, I've
go
just
ahead,
looked at the
Kai.
list.
You have just looked at the
Okay,
list.
okay.
So,
The gameplay trailer, which was released. So we got the trailer a while ago, and that blew me away, as you might have saw in the last
episode
kind of
of
podcast we
Spooky
did. We
Talks.
talked about it and that, and
Yep.
yeah, Spooky Talks, which is the new name. I like it.
Yeah, very nice.
But yeah, the gameplay trailer. Personally, I was very impressed by it. I feel
Mhm.
like it's chaos, and in a multiplayer game, I love chaos. I like Battlefront 2. Battlefield, obviously, is the obvious one I like. I like anything with mass player count, basically.
Yeah.
Anything like that. And from what they showed in the gameplay trailer, we can clearly see physics being used.
Mhm.
Like the scenes which are really cool was where you had the kind of exploding car flying through the air, and that was caught in the game, which big props to the guy who was
Yeah.
getting the footage there. That was a
Yeah.
very cool scene.
That was very cool.
And even even the tank going over the car, the physics with the things were going over, and it was getting squished up towards the top of it's next level stuff. It's something which maybe some people would just look past it and be like, ah, but it's really cool. It's really cool. And again, it's pre-alpha footage,
Yeah,
so it's not
exactly.
anything final. And again,
How
I've seen
many
it.
days
People
how many
complaining
days
about
is
the way it looks and maybe not looking clear, but
how many days is it out
we've still got a lot of
from
time.
the release? We've got what, like
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And it's not alpha. It's not alpha footage. It's pre-alpha footage. We've got months. It's
exactly.
an October release, so
It's still got to go
yeah.
through
And
a
it's
a freaking a private alpha. It's still got to go through probably a
Yes.
public alpha. If not, then a private beta, and then a
Yes,
public
yes.
beta. And even before that, they
Yeah,
can still make
yeah.
changes. So
Yeah, yeah. I think their main goal is to get the basics right, so it's smooth. And
yeah,
to be honest, a game like that, it's always going to run smoothly. It's not going to have problems with that because with the new engine they're using and the way it's been done, I think is this the actual graphics and all that will be done at the end and made into final. And I think people will be surprised with the release how good it will actually look, because again, it's a massive game with a lot of players, and I think it's going to turn like multiplayer upside down. It's going to be something new.
Yep.
And again, they're prepared to show stuff in July, which is good to hear. I think that will be the Hazard Zone, which they've been kind of keeping behind to reveal.
Which will be at
and
EA
ideas
Play.
on that Hazard Zone.
Okay.
Yes, and we
Well,
we
we
know
can
it's
go
not
in
a
this.
battle royal, and to be honest, I knew it wasn't. But
We can go in this a lot
It
more
isn't a battle
detail
royal.
with our
Yes.
pre expectations
Yes.
for EA Play, which is coming. We'll
Yes.
probably do that the week before EA Play.
Okay,
Um,
I'll stay clear of that. Then.
we'll stay
But
clear of
actually
that for
talking about
now,
the trailer,
but yeah,
I'll keep clear. Grapple hook, very cool. I
yeah.
think the grapple hook is something which there's some people might not like it, but again,
Mhm.
to me, there's not much difference between that and a zip line. I don't think it's going to be something which will be stupid and break the game. I think it's feasible.
I think it's gonna
it's
be
very
a-
cool. I think
a
there's going to be
much-
some good plays with that.
Yeah.
It fits.
Yeah, I
It's a
agree.
sandbox at the end of the day. I don't think there's going to be like too many problems with that. What else did we see? Obviously, we saw the storm in action, which
Yeah.
was cool.
Which
We
is
saw it
very cool to
actually
see.
like take away vehicles, and
Mhm.
yeah, it'd be interesting to actually. I can I can just imagine day one, people just going to be diving in it, and just everyone's just going to try and
Yeah.
flipping get in it, which would be funny. But yeah, there was a couple things we learned on the interview they did with the members of the team, and it
Yeah,
was cool.
which
You
was a
could
good watch.
call vehicles on people, so if there's any like camping snipers, you could literally drop a tank on them, which is cool.
Which is
Definitely
yeah,
gonna
a
be
very
doing that
cool
a lot.
feature. Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and the main thing we saw was the plus system.
Oh yeah,
Very
yeah, that is
cool.
a very,
So
very
you
big
could change the
detail.
scopes, you could change the barrel. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I really like that. It's something which again would be annoying changing to mid range and short range in the menu when you could
Hmm.
just do it in the game. So if you're going short range, if you're going stadium, short range, trying to get them C1 and C2 objective, you can easily change your weapon, have a reflex sight or have a shorter barrel. I think it'll be very cool. I think it'll be like not as much of a hassle changing
Yeah,
all the stuff, and yeah, I think
I
it's a
think
good
it's
addition to
such
the
a
game. I
cool.
think it's something which is quite simple, but at the same time, brilliant.
Yeah, I
It's
think
something
it's
like they said which should have been done
exactly.
ages ago,
It
but
should have been done ages ago, 100%. Because,
yeah,
like they say, there's so many moments in Battlefield where you spawn in as
yeah,
a specific class, and then you're like, "Oh man, I'm in a good
yeah. It's
position.
like
If
most
only
games,
I
even
didn't
Call of
have."
Duty,
Yeah,
you can't do that as well. You have to kind of make different classes and then have a short range, mid range, and yeah, no, very cool, very cool. Yeah, we saw a
well,
lot of Battlefield 4 vibes from that, a lot of it, which was cool.
yeah, which is
Yeah,
very
Battlefield
cool.
3 and 4, both of my favorite games.
Hmm.
Yeah, 4 was good. 4 was like for its time was amazing. Like going back to it, I still go back to it now. I'm getting practicing now for the
Yeah,
Battlefield 2042 when that comes out. But it still surprises me. Like it's still brilliant.
yeah.
But yeah, I could talk too much. Let's move on before I start explaining even more.
Okay. Well, yeah. Personally, I was impressed by the gameplay. I think it looks like you said chaotic, and the thing with the grappling
Yeah,
hook. I mean, you can have it in games where the map's so big it doesn't affect anything anyway. Because if it was a really small map,
mm,
like Nuketown, for
yeah,
example,
yeah,
like you can just grapple across half the map. It's gonna be such a
yeah. And there's one.
bad idea.
If you could actually grapple on a helicopter, I want to see if you can do that
That
because
that is
that
a
could
very
be
good idea, actually. Yeah.
really cool.
Mhm.
But I don't know if there's going to be a time generation when it will actually just come loose and you'll just fall. But maybe. But we'll have to see on that one. I think that could be quite interesting. I'm sure people will try it out.
Yeah.
And we did see the quad C4 combo, which was quite cool.
That
Which
was
I thought
cool
we
as
were going to
well.
get on the other trailer when they used the quad, but they didn't.
Yeah.
But no, it
Yeah.
was cool. I'm sure going to be doing that to a lot of tanks. So yeah, it's very cool. I think
Yeah.
all the maps are different. I'm glad they look different and yeah, there's different ways. There's areas where tanks will go on, vehicles, and there's areas where players will be, and there's areas where there's going to be both tanks and players, which
Yeah.
is going to be cool. Great mix. And yeah, that's my
And that's
chat
your
on Battlefield done.
Battlefield gameplay. Well, yeah, personally,
Yeah,
I was just impressed by like how chaotic it looked, and the blah, blah, blah. Dynamic weather looked really cool. Um,
yes,
and yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I'm excited to see more, and hopefully we'll get some
yeah,
more, or we will be getting more news on the Hazard Zone soon come.
yes. Well,
But
we expect the Hazard Zone. I don't, have they
they have
I'm
confirmed, yeah, they have
sure.
confirmed that
Yeah,
it will
I'm sure
be
they have. Yeah,
Hazard Zone uh,
yeah.
on EA Play, which is cool. But yeah,
Yeah,
moving on.
I'm hoping we just one more thing before we
Okay,
move on. I'm
okay, go
hoping they
ahead.
do a massive thing with like YouTubers and they get them to play a game
I
like
think that's always the best thing from
like they've
multiplayer
done
game.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just get YouTubers in, get people to play it. And I think it'd be
Hmm.
cool, a cool event. Like if you get everyone to play that, like even if it's like, I'm guessing it's gonna be the map which was shown in the gameplay trailer because that's the one where they've got footage from. So I'm sure when the betas come out, that'll be the map we play on Hourglass. So
Yeah,
I'm
that
sure it'll be
that
that.
probably will be, I'd say.
Yeah,
Definitely, definitely.
which is cool. Yeah, I think that map based in Japan is very cool. I think that's my favorite map
Hmm.
visually. And you got some other maps. You got Orbital, which looks cool. Um, but yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited for that. I'm excited.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But moving
Yes.
on. We have Halo Infinite. We'll talk about Halo
Yes.
Infinite and obviously
Halo.
the multiplayer to come along with it. But to get started, I guess we could just talk about the trailer
Yes.
for the campaign, which
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much about the last trailer, but in a comparison, I was very much more. I was a lot more impressed by this trailer. Um,
Yes, I really like this.
just kind of everything on the graphic
Yeah,
scale to the interest rate. Like it
yeah,
looked a lot more pleasing. The trailer actually looked a 10 times better. The
yeah,
it looked so much more like a top
yeah,
quality game, like the game people have been wanting. Like the way he was just
yeah.
floating through space
Mm,
was like a really cool
yeah. It was a
thing, you know.
cinematic though, wasn't it?
It
It
was
was a
a cinematic,
cinematic.
but the the
Yeah.
other the other trailer was a cinematic, and to me that didn't look as good at
No,
all.
yeah, actually, yeah. If I
Um,
remember right, yeah, I tend to
there was a
agree.
bit of gameplay, but that was a bit of
Yeah,
cinematic as
they've
well.
definitely upped it. Yeah,
But what were your thoughts on that little trailer we got
yeah,
for Infinite?
yeah. No, I liked it. I liked the way, yeah, it was done. Thought it showed a lot of the surroundings.
Yeah,
Thought it gave like the base story as well. A good idea of what we're gonna
yeah. No,
see.
I'm
I'm
sure.
not massive into Halo, so I don't know much about it, but
Nor do I, nor do I.
I
But
know again a lot of people like it, but
I'm sure there's a
um,
lot of. Like, I haven't
no,
actually looked
I'm
at,
sure a lot
but
of people liked
I'm
it.
sure a lot of people like that trailer. I can imagine a lot of people like that trailer more
Yeah, yeah,
um than the other one.
yes, yeah, and
But
they
yeah, the
showed multiplayer
multiplayer
too.
as well, yeah, which we
Mm,
literally both said. Uh,
yeah,
Personally, I think it looks quite fun. And the fact it's free to
yeah,
play is, I'd say, a good business choice for
yeah,
Xbox
yeah,
because this game has been delayed many times, and it's
yeah,
a way of saying that they have so much faith into their multiplayer that they are happy, like to obviously for everyone
yeah.
to play. You know, like
Yeah, I'm sure they'll go down the routes of getting money via skins and stuff like that, which and
exactly.
battle passes,
And people will
maybe
there's
multiplayer battle
going to be
pass.
people buying it just for um the story, I bet anyway. So
Mm,
to
yeah,
me, I'd say that
yeah. I think
um
it could be pretty big. The Halo multiplayer it could go into like
yeah,
esports and type of that.
I agree. I think
Because I
we could.
know a lot of YouTubers used to play quite a lot of the multiplayer, and
Hmm.
I remember vaguely about playing the multiplayer, but
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's got potential. I
I
think
think it's got
it's
potential
going
as
to be
well.
quite fast paced, and I think it will.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
agree.
it'll be
I
good.
agree. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. So moving on, I've got down replaced on the list, as you can see there, Kai. Now
Yes, if I remember,
this is the
is it the 8-bit
pixel, yeah, the
or
pixel kind
pixelated
of
one?
pixel 8-bit
Yeah,
kind of side-scrolling game that at first I was
yeah,
like, doesn't
yeah.
really intrigue me.
Generally, we don't kind of like that type of stuff. I don't personally. I'm not really into
Personally,
that. It's
I'm
more
not the
story
huge, yeah,
again,
but
but
genuinely, my genuine opinion for this game is that I know it's only a trailer, but it looked like one of the most unique side-scrolling 8-bit games that I've ever seen.
yeah,
Like the
yeah,
backgrounds look so realistic, which
yeah.
makes
It
the
can
game so much more
almost trick
pleasing.
you.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And like there's some cool
Yeah,
combat
it's
scenes in
like what I
there.
saw. They had different layers, and I think that helps making it
Yeah,
look real. There was like layers, so you had
yeah.
stuff in the front and the middle and then the back, and then it kind of made it look kind of 3D, which was really cool.
Which is really cool. I
Yeah,
think that
it's
game looks
really, really cool.
well. The trailer
Yeah,
reaction on the channel is doing very, very well, and a lot of people are saying that is one of their favorite
mm,
games that Xbox showed off. It's a very like out of
yeah.
the
Another
blue,
unique.
a very
Yeah,
out of the blue unique game, which I think I hope does
yeah,
well. Um,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
also
Very
have
visually pleasing.
yeah, exactly. But moving on to the last announcement for Xbox, the last thing we have for Xbox, that we both liked, is Redfall,
Mm,
which is
yeah,
the
it's a
full cinematic
vampire
trailer we
based.
got. Yeah, which is like
Yeah,
vampire kind of sorcery kind of based game.
yeah,
Um, which I
yeah.
like
And
the
obviously
trailer
they
all
showed
in
us a
all.
cinematic trailer.
Yeah,
It's
which
animated.
it
So
was.
again, it's going to be animated, I'm sure. It's not going to be just
No,
because of the
it would
trailer,
definitely
but
be
yeah,
animated.
it yeah. To me, it looks kind of like something which Epic Games would make, but
It did kind of give me that
um,
style, to be honest.
it gave me that the style, but more like updated and upgraded. It looked.
Yeah,
You can tell it's something new and fresh. But yeah,
hmm
I liked it. I
I
liked it.
liked it. I liked it as well.
Again, obviously you have different characters with different abilities, and I'm sure it'll be co-op, and yeah, we just have to see what it has to show when
Yeah,
there's more on it. Maybe some gameplay.
yeah,
What they're gonna do? Maybe some multiplayer, but I think it'll be more single player. Knowing was it Bethesda who
yeah,
are
yeah,
making it,
yeah.
or
Bethesda
yeah,
are the ones behind it,
yeah,
I believe.
they're more story with Fallout and all that. So I think
Yeah,
it'll be more story based.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't mind a
I
bit of
think.
vampire action. It'll be
Yeah,
different.
I think it's different.
Keep an eye on it.
I think
Yeah,
Xbox done well at announcing a range of different games. They announced 30 games. Some of them are already out,
yeah,
but most of them, I'd say
yeah,
90% of them are a range of different games for different people, which is what you want for an announcement,
yeah,
what you want for an E3, you know. Which
yeah.
is what I think
Games,
some
just
people,
games.
yeah, which is what some people, Capcom, failed at this year. Um,
Oh,
which we'll get onto later to the for the letdown list. But right now we're on the like list, so we're gonna keep going. One of
yeah,
a very unique
yeah.
game
And,
which
we'll,
I
and at
don't,
the end, we'll give an overall opinion on
yeah,
E3
we
at the
will.
end.
Um, but yeah, one I don't think you've seen, which I actually only saw yesterday
No,
because I was researching, which is a game called Final Form, I believe is what it's called, which looked like an Android-based game that is similar to Detroit Become Human, which I very much enjoyed that game. Uh, it looked very cool. It's only a little teaser trailer to show what's to come, but I can't really talk much on it. But I just put it on the list because I thought it looked very cool, very pleasing, very just a game I want to learn more about. So yeah, that is on there. But moving on to our last big company that we have on the liked list, which is Nintendo. I've only put two down on here. Um, First one I have is a Metroid Dread, which let me just do a little bit of a research backstory on this game for people that don't know. Um, Metroid Dread was, or it is, it's Metroid 5, which is it's not the same to the Prime series, Metroid Prime. That's like the most known series of Metroid. This game was originally supposed to come out on the DS, and then it got canned. There's a bunch of stuff that got leaked, and it basically got scrapped. And a lot of people have been wanting this game to come out, even though it's basically impossible because they scrapped the whole thing, because of the horror vibe, the whole kind of robot kind
mm,
of the two like I said, a very unique way of doing a 2D
yeah,
game. Um,
yeah. It's like
and
Alien, isn't it?
it's
The way
it's
they've done
very
the
much like
like the
Alien.
kills as
Yeah.
cinematic.
And
Yeah,
the cinematics in there
yeah,
were cool, and I was
yeah,
I was very stunned that they've
yeah.
even decided to bring this back again. I think
Mm.
now's the
It
perfect
was
time
quite a
with
while, wasn't it, since the last one?
the
20 plus
last
years, was it?
yeah, or I think it's 19 years is what they said for the last 2D
Ah,
new game because they've done
yeah.
a remaster of one of the 2D games, but they didn't obviously count that. They're talking about a new like sequel
Yeah.
2D game. And
Mm.
yeah, I was very impressed. I've pre-ordered the game. Um, I'm trying to get hold of the amiibos, but that's a story for another time. Um, but right now,
Mm.
I think that game looks very cool. I've been a fan of Metroid for quite a while, and this game's gonna bring back some memories. I think, especially a 2D game, which I've only ever played one, which was on the DS back in the day. But
Yeah.
yeah, I also have. Me and you are not really interested in Legend of Zelda, even though it does have my respect,
Yeah.
because I know how
Yeah.
highly rated Breath of the Wild is to
Yeah.
many people,
People
including my
people wanted
brother.
it though, didn't they?
Yeah, Breath of the Wild
People did
2,
want it.
a lot of people wanted the news, wanted the updates, wanted a trailer. Even though it's not coming out to
Yeah.
2022, it looked cool. A lot of
Give
people were
someone
happy.
something which people can get excited for.
Exactly, it's
Yes,
another
yeah.
game that they can just put onto 2022 and then decide whether they want to release it.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
means Nintendo have
Because we
two
know
big
Splatoon's coming
Splatoon 3,
2022, so
obviously.
they got a
They've got
couple
big hitters
of
next
good
year.
titles. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, I
yeah.
think that's going to wrap it up for the liked list we have currently right now. Is there anything
Yes,
else
yes.
you'd like to go over?
Um,
For everything,
didn't Xbox
anything
show
else?
Far Cry? Far Cry 6?
Oh yeah,
Did they
that
show
is one
something
thing
for
I've
that?
actually forgot. They
That's
did
one thing I
indeed
forgot.
show
Yeah.
the gameplay trailer,
Because we
which
got obviously we got like a cinematic trailer for Ubisoft, which was cool.
yeah.
And this didn't we? If I remember correctly, what did we get at Xbox?
We got a gameplay trailer, which was they were showing off all the guns and weapons and cars, and
Yes.
it was like a 4 minute
Okay.
trailer.
Yeah.
Um,
It's gonna be fun.
it
Let's just say
is
that.
going to be fun. I think
It's gonna be fun. We played
maybe
Far Cry 5, and
we
it's probably the
yeah
most fun we've had in a co-op game.
the
So
co-op get exactly. Um,
yeah.
I think
Again, you're there for like thrills, really. It's a good game.
exactly, and
And
I
they've got
think
a hell of a villain. They got a hell of a villain in it, like every single game.
yep,
It's a villain which has a backstory and someone which is not just
it's
bad. There's a reason, and to some people maybe he's not bad. Even
yeah
he said himself, "I'm not a villain."
exactly. Exactly. Um, but oh yeah, speaking of Far Cry, I was very impressed
Yeah.
by Far Cry 5, but I've missed one thing on my list, which is the season pass Far Cry, which you can
Yes.
play as villains, which
The
I
villains.
uploaded
Yeah.
the trailer reaction, done very well. A lot of people liked it. I've looked on Twitter a few days ago. This was obviously
Yeah.
announced in Ubisoft. A lot of people were excited for this
Mm.
because it's like they're
Yeah.
doing their own spin-off game for some of
Yeah.
potentially the best villains of all time.
And it's
Which
not something you get every day playing as a villain.
exactly,
Normally you're the hero, so it's
and the
good.
fact that they're doing them
It's good. I
from
think it'll be
three different
cool.
games as well
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for the like I said the like list. Now straight on to the letdown. Now first on my list, and will always be first, is Capcom. Now if
Yeah.
you watched the first episode of Spooky Talks,
Yeah.
you know that
Actually,
one
I
of
think we have
my
forgotten something, which is bad.
okay, wait, which is
Avatar.
bad. Oh wait, which you liked?
Yeah, we've missed Avatar, haven't we?
Okay, yeah, go on, go on.
That was their big thing.
That was their big
Um,
main thing. Yeah,
yeah, we didn't know what to expect because obviously nowadays you're like, there's going to be something big at the end. You kind of wait for it, and
yep.
we wasn't expecting Avatar. Got to be honest, I
I
had
was
no
not
idea
expecting
about this.
it. Did I
Um,
honestly? I don't think there was any leaks, any rumors about this
no,
whatsoever, because we
no,
would
they
have
kept
covered
it
it.
quiet.
They kept it
Yeah,
very quiet.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's a cool trailer.
cool trailer,
Yeah,
promising.
yeah, yeah,
Literally like we were saying on our freaking first episode of Speaky Talks.
mm,
We were saying that we want more companies to do games with fan bases. We want companies to do more Marvel
yes, yeah.
games or Star
Films,
Wars games,
TV, yeah,
more stuff to
yeah.
do with films and TV because
Because
they already
again,
have the
they have an
backing.
audience. Yeah, they have an audience, and it's already going to get people playing the game and interest people
Exactly.
straight away. It's not like it has
Exactly.
to build people's enjoyment. And
Yeah.
with characters, it's sometimes hard nowadays to get someone where you connect with, and you can easily do that when you have characters who are loved in TV and film.
Yeah. I think it's a
Yeah.
good uh,
Mm.
purchase by them to obviously have the rights to
Yeah.
do it, and I think it
Yeah.
could be it's
Yeah.
promising.
It's again,
It looks good.
it's a big film, and yeah, it's like they've got with the Star Wars, they've got the rights to make an open world Star Wars game, which is cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So
I want to see them kind of break that barrier and push their games forward visually
I know what you mean.
and gameplay
I
wise.
yeah.
They again
I
with
think
PlayStation Studios visually they're the best. With the new Horizon Zero Dawn kind of game,
that just looks on another
that
level.
yeah, that blew me away.
Yeah.
And I think Ubisoft is kind of capped right now, and I want them to go past that. And I think the Star Wars game, and maybe this Avatar game, but I think the Star Wars game hopefully can do that. Because again, Star Wars must be confident in Ubisoft. That's all I've got to think. Because
I
they wouldn't
agree.
just
I completely
give
agree,
it to them.
and I have to be
Yeah.
honest, Kai. That is the most sense I think you've not sent as in bad way. I'm saying that is the best
Yeah.
lines you've got from this podcast. So if anybody wants to clip any lines from Kai, that is
Clip
the
that,
best
clip
one.
it.
That is the best one
Yeah.
of Kai saying his opinions about
I've even forgotten it, so it's that good.
that. But yeah, I don't think there's anything before we go on to let down the list and then come straight back.
Yeah, we've come from a high and now we're going rock bottom.
Yeah, we're going rock bottom right now.
Yeah. Ooh, ooh.
Right now,
Yeah, I'm looking
at
at the
the
list.
top
It's yeah.
at my list is the Capcom. Now,
I
it's
didn't
not
even
most
watch it.
people exactly.
Not because I didn't want to. It's because I didn't want to get spoilers for Village.
Well, that's the
That's
thing.
all I'm saying.
They
Probably
didn't
won't
show
get
any
spoilers,
spoilers for Village.
That's good.
But the only I'm pretty sure they announced 5 things. Okay, one of them being esports, so 4 things. One of the things, the only good thing personally I saw is that they confirmed a DLC for Village,
Mm.
which is a good thing, which is a big thing for the game. They could have done that on their Twitter page. It didn't need to be there. It's something that, to me, it seemed like Capcom done that so last minute. But let's just talk about it for a whole. So the main thing that I'm let down, not the main thing, but uh, a big thing that I was let down by is that there was nothing about Resident Evil 4 remake, and we know it's in development. It's rumored to be in development, and it's not the fact that I didn't get it. It's the fact that they put no effort in their show whatsoever. I'll come back to Resident Evil 4 in a minute. But the whole show from Capcom was absolutely shockingly bad. They had half of their show was taken up by them talking about esports. Now, again, if we talk about Take-Two Initiative, back to Capcom, so like you need to know your audience. Take-Two Initiative was one of, or if not the worst panel I've ever seen at E3. They don't know their audience. It's the same with Capcom. You need to know your audience. You're going to have a few people there that like esports, but most people for E3 go there to see announcements, gameplay, etc.
Yeah.
You
They
cannot
don't want to
go
see
there.
talking.
They don't want to see people talking about esports.
No.
You can do that
Yeah.
on an esports
And I think
channel.
that's
You
what
can
Xbox
do
did
that at
right.
a different time.
They said straight away, all you're getting is games.
Yeah, they said,
PlayStation's
look,
done
we've
it
got 30
before.
games,
Games.
we're going to go through
Games,
them all.
games.
That's why
Yeah.
even Summer Games Fest,
Yeah.
like they literally said, look, we've got these games. They announced a few beforehand. They had some good games,
Yeah.
and then they just went through
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. And
But
if you want to watch more like of the game, like what Battlefield did, they did it right. You can watch
Yeah.
a separate stream like on Twitch, and they'll go over the game. And that's for the
Yeah.
people who want to know more. You don't
Yeah.
have to be forced to watch something which you don't want to,
exactly,
which is good.
and I was just so disappointed by it because I just can't believe that they would even bring esports into it, and the fact that they had to make sure they extended it so it's at least half an hour, and that was about 10 minutes. Like one of the games, like some people probably watching this like this game, but there's like a detective game that was already released in Japan, but it's now getting a release in UK and Europe and America, which is cool, right? But it's not a new game, something that shouldn't be at E3, in my opinion. Like you can't you can't do that. To me, that's just
Yeah.
robbery of E3. That time slot could have been used for someone else, for a studio that actually has games that they just couldn't get there because either it was full or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like coming back to Resident Evil 4 remake, like I'm just annoyed the fact that they like. Obviously, I think now we didn't get it this year. I don't think it's Resident Evil's anniversary this year. It's their 25th anniversary. I'll be very surprised if we don't get any sort of announcement this year. Like even if they do a little like announcement thing like they did for Village, where they talk about a few things.
It could be
where they, like,
Gamescom. They
it
might
could
be
be
keeping something for
Gamescom.
that, but
and obviously they'll probably do something for like the DLC when that comes out. But I'll be very surprised if
Yeah.
it's not this year. And I think if it's not this year and it's next year, yeah, we'll probably get it next year at E3. That's almost a guarantee.
yeah,
If it is in development. But the fact that
yeah,
they kind of missed that opportunity and they replaced that opportunity with esports
yeah,
and like games that people are not really interested in, and I'm sure there are people who are, but the games that
Yeah.
like they aren't games that should lead E3. Like they opened with Village and they went straight to Monster Hunter. You know, like I'm just not a big Monster Hunter fan, but personally,
Yeah.
I just would have liked them to done something different. Personally, but
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. Um,
Mm.
okay, Kai, give me one sec.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was Capcom. Moving on. Um, okay, so letdowns. We got more. We got more.
We got more
Okay, let's go
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Yep.
Let's go Ubisoft. All right, I was very disappointed. Um, no Beyond Good and Evil 2. No Skull and Bones. So right now they're buried deep, and none of them have been brought up.
How long? How
We've
long
heard
has it
nothing from
been?
them. Nothing
Was it
about
both
these two games.
2018, wasn't it?
It's been years.
3 years,
Yeah,
man. That's
yeah. They're
oh my
both
god.
shown. Skull and Bones, nothing. Just absolute nothing for them two. So it's just, are we going to get something in August? I don't know. Um, but I feel maybe Beyond Good and Evil 2, there's more hope for that than Skull and Bones. It wouldn't surprise me if Skull and Bones is just scrapped. But no, I think that's it's obviously a big game. There's a lot to that game, and again, it has a fan base, and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm hoping for August. That's all I'm gonna say with that one. That
Okay.
disappointment of not getting that. But is there anything from Ubisoft which we were expecting and we didn't? Any letdowns? I guess
I
for a lot of
mean,
people, a Splinter Cell game.
yeah, I
We didn't
agree.
get that.
Splinter Cell game. I
People have
think
been wanting that
everybody
for
was.
years.
Yeah.
Nothing for that. Um,
I just think Beyond Good and
what
Evil 2
else?
is like
Yeah,
a game that
it's
even
the
if they
big
do a
one.
news update, because the thing with
Yeah.
Metro Prime, just bring it back to there real quick. Metro Prime 4, that got
Mm,
announced 2017. In
yeah.
2019, they done an update saying that development hasn't done very well. They're having to restart,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
They gave an update. I know it's 2 years away. This has been 3 years, and there's been nothing. Like
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
would
No.
like the
Yeah.
game. Could the game be canned? Could it be freaking scrapped? Could it have to be restarted? But you at
Yeah.
least you have to kind of say that, that you can't just
Yeah.
like keep
Yeah.
people in the dark, especially when people are
A lot of
expecting
companies
something.
now who are like kind of been under the dark, and like I know obviously Dying Light got pushed back, but they've done a
Yeah,
really good job because they have their YouTube channel, and they've been developers have been given like interviews and all that, and
yeah,
talking asked like
exactly. They
getting
they've
questions
done
back to the audiences, and
yeah, because that
um
game went dark for a
yeah,
while, but it
it
like
did.
they just
It's quite
waited
scary
until
sometimes with games
yeah,
because you
exactly.
don't want to see that happen, especially it's something if you're looking forward to as well.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Ubisoft. We didn't get Roller Champions.
Oh,
Anything from
that I
that?
genuinely,
Again,
I genuinely forgot about that
yeah,
game. I
yeah, I
genuinely haven't
did.
even got it on the list because
Yeah,
I genuinely forgot, and that's something.
yeah.
Oh, that's something
What
that
I expect with Roller Champions, as soon as they show something else, it's going to be the release date. I feel like it'll be like released on the same
it
day as
has
when
to
it's
be. It has to
shown.
be. It
Yeah,
has to be.
I think Gamescom it'll be released and it'll say it's out now. You can download it now. I'm pretty sure. Well,
Yeah.
that'll happen because it's been in so many betas, and I've again it's not massive. It's not like it's a triple A game. It's something similar, I guess, to Rocket League and something like that.
Mhm.
Smaller based multiplayer game. But it's got a lot of potential. Again, Rocket League being probably one of the best games
Yeah.
in that type of like kind of genre, sports
Mhm.
games, multiplayer games, and yeah, no, it could have potential. The music's good. I know they've got a couple good songs in there.
They do. They do.
Um, yeah, competitive wise, it could be good. It could be
Mhm.
took into esports again.
I just
A
hope
lot of
that.
games can be taken to esports, but
I just hope we
um,
we I don't know. I was just let down. I was just let down by it. The fact that we didn't get
mm,
anything whatsoever
no,
for that game.
no,
Um.
yeah, yeah, that was one
But
thing we thought we would.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, that's really all we have down for the letdowns. I mean, I
yeah,
don't think there's anything we didn't cover If there
Yeah.
is, and you'd like to know our thoughts about it, if there's something obvious we've missed, then let us
Elden
know in the
Ring.
comments. Obviously, yeah, Elden Ring. Obviously, that's
Yeah.
part of Summer
Ash.
Game
Obviously,
Fest, but
we've gone over some of them.
we've
Like
gone we've
Ash
gone over
versus
some of
Evil
the stuff
Dead.
last time
I'm
with the
very
stuff with
happy.
Summer Game
Yeah.
Fest, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if there's anything like obvious from E3 and E3 alone that we have missed, then let us know in the comments because we'll just bring it up in our
Yeah.
next episode of
Yeah.
Speaky Talks.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Um,
think the problem is that we didn't get games. There was a lot of games shown. It's just
it's just
again.
it just depends what you like, I guess. And at the
Yeah.
end of the
Yeah.
day, they for me, like obviously you have to take into account with like COVID. Obviously,
Mm.
developers are having to work from home, and games are coming out at a slower pace, especially if
Yeah.
they're in early development. But
I feel like they're releasing a lot of RPG games. A lot of RPG games now. They're releasing more and more. Which again, there's a lot of people who like RPGs.
hmm
I'm 50-50 with them. Uh, but no, yeah, we got a lot of stuff, I guess. But I
hmm
think with overall opinions of E3, if we go on to that,
Yep.
maybe we can give a clear view on this. What would you give it? Should we
Out of
say?
10,
I say poor, average, good, excellent.
wait, let's
Yeah.
do this ranking as
You want to do numbers
awful.
instead?
No, I'm gonna say
Okay, you're
awful.
gonna go one below poor. Okay.
I'm gonna go awful, bad, okay, good, and
Uh,
excellent.
Okay.
So awful, bad,
Okay.
okay, good, excellent.
Yeah. Okay.
So overall, if I take everything into account today,
Yeah. You gotta
everything
remember as well
shown at
what was in the
E3,
last E3 compared to this.
that is true. We didn't get an E3 2020, but 2019
Yeah,
there
the last.
was
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
big stuff.
There was.
I would say it's between okay. It for me, it's between. I think it's between. For me, I think it's okay. Now, let me explain. I'm happy with Guardians of the Galaxy game. I'm happy with Metroid Dread. That is something I never thought I'd see. The letdowns, I think, are the obvious things, like that Capcom, for example, they could have just don't turn up. That's something that has annoyed me to the
Mm.
point where it's not even about them not having Resident Evil. It's them about like it annoys me that a big company like that they have so much reputation of their E3s have been some of the best over the years. Like some of their Resident Evil 2 remake announcements or the announcement of them having Resident Evil 5. No, Resident Evil 7. Like those are some of the best like reactions and they turn up and they deliver a bunch of complete shit at the end of the day. Um,
Mm.
and like Take Two Initiative was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Um, just
Yeah,
in a way of,
I tend to agree. Yeah, okay, as well.
I think okay. I think for
Yeah,
me it's
okay's
between
fair.
okay and good. But I'd say if I
Yeah,
have to be honest,
we shouldn't
like the
violate it.
Guardians, yeah, I'm not gonna completely violate it, but I'd say it's between okay and good because I was really happy
Yeah.
with Metroid Dread. Nintendo, I think Nintendo and I'd say Xbox overall had the best in the way of
Mm.
range because Nintendo had a new Mario Party game, they had Wario, they brought that back. They've had two things with Legend of
Rabbits.
Zelda. They had Rabbits. They had or Rabbids. They had Metroid Dread. They had
Rabbits.
Metroid Update. They had a few. They had a range of good stuff that had no Smash, which is what you expect.
New character,
Um,
yeah. You kind of expect that, don't you, each one?
you do
Each time they
expect
show
that.
something, it's a new Smash
Um,
character, which is cool.
But with Xbox, I think overall they had obviously the most amount of games and they had a big range as well.
Yeah, we didn't
So
actually. There's one thing that we completely forgot about, which we didn't get for Xbox. State of Decay 3. We didn't get anything for that.
that is true, and that is another
Yeah.
thing that me and you afterwards, we were both talking
Yeah.
about
Mm.
how that was an obvious thing, and obviously we're not talking about how we're annoyed they just didn't show up, but like
Yeah.
there has to be a point where you can't. For me, I just get annoyed when they announce it and then they go years without saying nothing. Like, you can't have
Yeah,
gameplay, you can't have a trailer and then do nothing
yeah.
because,
It's almost
like,
like they just announce it too early.
yeah,
Like,
because
like
that's the whole
why would you
point
announce it if you know
of
you're not
you
gonna have stuff
either,
covering
for
it
me,
throughout the
you
year?
either do it, yeah, you either do a Guardians and you announce it the year it's coming out, and then
Yeah,
you hype up your whole ad campaign and it comes out the year off. Even if you
yeah, yeah,
announce it the year before, so if Guardians announced this, I don't know, August last year, then they have a
yes,
trailer to come out then. They have like Avengers, they had a trailer, then they had gameplay, then they
yes.
had
Demo,
demos, then
yeah,
they had another trailer,
yeah,
and then the game come out.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
to me, I was
yeah,
just so surprised that they would announce a big IP like that, and then they have
yeah,
nothing for, you know?
yeah.
I was
Yeah, it's
just
not. It doesn't even have to be much. It's just a new
exactly
trailer, or
even like I don't know them
yeah,
saying that they've got an update or them saying development's going
yeah. Or we're
smoothly.
still working on it. Or they got yeah, yeah.
Exactly,
I'd
exactly.
rather have that than just a game which is already out and they're just gonna show us some stuff which is just you could have just done separately and didn't even
Yeah.
have to include it. Like these type of things are for new games and DLC, I guess.
Mhm.
But most people want to see new stuff and not stuff which is already out.
I agree.
Um,
I agree.
yeah, but I think as we didn't get anything here, I'm pretty sure we'll get something August
Mhm.
because if they're going for that 22 release, we need to get
They've got
something
to have
at least, something
something.
new.
We've got to have
Yeah,
something this year. Yeah.
because I don't know. I would think personally it's a mid next year release. I wouldn't
Mhm.
think it'd be near the end.
Yep.
I think it'd be mid. It's a May period, and they've got to show stuff
They have to.
like
They
a
have to.
gameplay trailer, like with what Battlefield's done. They've done everything in a short span of time.
Yeah.
They've shown the trailer, and then they've shown the gameplay trailer, and now we know we're getting something in July.
Yeah, and we
So
know
they're
the
giving
game's
us
coming out this
stuff
year.
until the release.
Yeah.
October, yeah, they're giving
That's
us
the
that.
thing. Like if
They've
Battlefield
they've got a hell of a
announced that
backing.
they could have Battlefield easily, and I
Yeah.
mean easily, announced last year at E3,
Yes.
or they could have made their own thing last year and
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
"Look, the game's coming out, or Battlefield, new Battlefield in development,"
Yeah.
and then they go 2 years without saying anything, and
Yeah.
then now they
Yeah.
do the ad campaign, because I
Yeah.
just don't like, you know, stuff like that. I think is perfect because
Yeah.
I would much like for big anticipated games. Like I know we're saying, like for Battlefront 3, we just want a title. I would that's a completely different story because that's something that
Yeah.
we don't even know if it's a real, you know? Like,
Yeah.
we don't even know if that's actually a thing. Because if
Mm,
Battlefront 3 is a thing, then we know it's going to
yeah.
happen, and we know it's from a company that do regular updates, they do regular
Yeah.
showcases on their own, so you can expect it, and it'll be somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, as
for,
well, but EA are doing their own thing, so you would
yeah,
think they've got something big to show.
I'd
Like it's
agree.
like PlayStation, they do their own thing. You kind of expect something's going to be shown,
Yeah,
something new, and yeah, I honestly think I wouldn't be surprised if we see something maybe Battlefront 3 at August. I don't know. It's got to be
I
something Star Wars.
well,
It's been
EA
too long.
Play, I think they need to have something Star Wars because
Yeah,
they have the IP of one of the biggest. Sorry,
exactly.
I'm eating skills.
Yeah.
One of
It
the
feels like they're
biggest
just wasting what they've
the
got.
franchise. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Okay.
Star
Last
Wars looks
year.
massive and you're not using it.
Mhm. Right.
Uh,
Last year. Um. Give me a sec. I'll let you talk while I need this.
yeah. But with Battlefront 3, again, if they listen to the audience,
Mhm.
like when people were like, oh, they shouldn't have stopped the game being updated, then
Yep.
they should be like, if they're not already been working on Battlefront 3, they should be getting it going, starting it up. They know
Yeah.
people want it. We're missing that multiplayer shooter for Star Wars. Marvel are getting stuff out now regularly. We need stuff regular for Star Wars fans.
Well, that's the
We
thing
need
because
Battlefront 3
I think
specifically.
most people last year gave EA a pass
Yeah,
with Squadrons. Now, Squadrons player base is pretty much dead. Like
Yeah.
at launch, it done well, but it's like there's been no updates. There's
Yeah.
been no
I
continuous
feel like that
support.
game should have gone straight onto EA Access
I agree.
on the Vault.
I
Straight.
agree.
Put that on there.
But so like right now, the thing is, I see some people like people need to chill with Star Wars, like they can only do so much. But listen, okay, I would rather have them not do anything and then say them EA come out and say, look, we've given out our IP to other people. You can expect other stuff coming soon from other people. But right now, we're working
Yeah.
on this, and this. It's not going to be out for a few years. Shut the fuck up and just wait. Then them release nothing for 2018
Mm.
or hardly for 2018.
Yeah.
They release Squadrons, like a 30 quid spin-off low
Yeah.
budget fighter game which has a 2-hour campaign in 2019, then probably have
Yeah.
hopefully not, but probably have nothing in 2021 or 2020. I mean, Squadron 2021, because they're wasting years of time.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying wasted as in, like, if they have Battlefront 3 in development now and we just don't know about it and it
Yeah.
comes out next year, then this is irrelevant.
Mm.
But I'm saying if that's not
Yeah.
in development, then they're just wasted years of
Yeah.
development time where they know that's a game people want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd
Yeah.
rather them come out
For-
and say, look, we've got this, and this in development.
Yeah.
That's why I just want a title to
From
know
my
it's real.
view, I think what they've done, they've gone to EA and like, what's the deal with your stuff? What are you doing? I'm pretty sure. I don't know what percentage wise that they are working on Battlefront 3.
They've
And
gotta
I
be.
think what they're doing, they've given the IP to Ubisoft to have something prepared after Battlefront 3, because again, Battlefront 3 is the main thing when you think of Star Wars games.
Yep.
And when that'll come out, obviously that'll be played well.
I-
And then beyond that, they will have that open world Ubisoft single story. So when with Marvel you have Guardians of the Galaxy, you have Spider-Man. That'll be kind of like what with Star Wars. You'll have that Ubisoft open world game, and you'll have the multiplayer game. And I
Yeah.
think they'll be the two things what we'll have coming for Star Wars. I'm pretty confident on that. And I hope. I should say
Yeah,
hope.
I think that's.
I've lost trust in companies nowadays.
I know we're
with
going on a
games.
tangent, and we can talk about this more in our EA post show, which I think is going to be good because
Yes.
we've got some good stuff to
I'm
talk
excited.
about there. Or EA pre-show, our expectations and stuff. Just a last
Yeah.
little thing, because I don't want to talk about it too much, because we can talk
Yeah.
about it then. But I just hope for their sake and ours that they have something in development right now.
Yeah.
But
give
moving on,
the people what they want.
I think, yeah, overall, I'd say between an okay and good.
Yeah.
I'd be in 50-50
Okay.
there. I'd say for
I
you,
think we should go
okay.
okay.
Yeah. I think a Spooky Island rating of E3 this year is okay. Which percentage-wise,
Yeah.
what would you give? If we're saying okay is 50, if we're saying like 20%,
Whoa.
so like 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, it's got to be in there, like, I'd say in about a 60 something.
See, that's above average.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, if
If I was gonna give it something, 40 to 50%.
okay, I'd say 50 to 60% then. I'd probably say
Yeah.
60%.
Like for
though.
me, there wasn't as much. I kind of liked.
So you'd
So
say
I'd
you'd
be a
let
lot
down.
lower.
for
I'd be
what
lower than you. Yeah, I was let down. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I think it's probably one of the worst E3s.
Okay.
Yeah, personally.
I respect.
But I was happy to see
respect that, I
Battlefield.
respect that. That's good. That's good.
And yes, that's the main
Nice.
thing.
But yeah, just before we wrap this up, I did want to talk about the second episode of Loki because I know
Yes. I love the show.
they're starting to come out. Oh, they are coming out every week, every Wednesday, and I think this will be a good idea.
Yeah, and they're going to change
maybe-
that, aren't they? Yeah.
They are going to
So it's all
change their
gonna be
series for
Wednesday,
Wednesday, which maybe we could. We'll see what our schedules are, whether we can, do this
Yeah.
weekly on a Wednesday or
Yeah.
we do this on a
we
weekly
can,
day.
we can start reviewing programs too.
That's what I'm saying. We could do this
We-
like
yeah.
a weekly thing where something comes out,
Mhm.
we talk about it on
Yeah.
Spooky Talks
Yeah.
on that week.
We also
you know?
watch kind of a lot of like unique programs too.
Yeah. See,
I
like,
personally watch a lot of Korean dramas, and there's something which I really like.
well, one
and
of
I
the
can definitely give-
biggest videos on our channel is I think the third biggest video is this
It's,
Vincenzo
right? Yes.
reaction for the finale, which a lot of people
10 out
like,
of 10.
and
10
10 out
out
of
of 10
10 that
show.
show. If you haven't watched
Quality.
Vincenzo, I'd say
Yeah.
do this. If you haven't watched Vincenzo, go watch
Yeah.
every episode, all 20 episodes,
Yeah.
and then come back
Then
to
come back.
Spooky Island, watch my
Yeah.
reaction, and then
Yes.
you're good. You're good. You
Yeah.
give us a view, you give us a like, and it helps out the
Yeah.
channel because
And some
we're
quick
trying
ones,
to
like
get.
we've said before. Racket
Yeah.
Boys, the Racket Boys.
Racket Boys
Uh,
is a great show.
Mo- yeah. What else is there? What was there? Alice in Borderlands, Sweet Home, some banging shows there.
Yep.
Like honestly, Netflix has got tons. Move to Heaven, great show. It's more of a relaxing show that, but I think there'll be people who would like that. But yeah, they're probably the main ones. I've
Okay,
watched a
well,
lot,
maybe
but
we can do
I could reel them
a
off.
special episode one time talk about just K
Yeah.
dramas. That could try do quite well.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
maybe
we
that
could.
be
Yeah, just
a
everything.
good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to wrap up this episode of Spooky Talks, I wanted to before we go into it, spoilers ahead for a second episode of Loki, so people don't comment that we spoiled it for them. I'll make sure to you've got 5 seconds to leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so episode 2 of Loki. The music.
Where do we start? The music. Yeah, it's a good starting place.
The music in that episode was insane.
Yeah.
And I know you're a big music fan, so am I.
am,
But I'll
I
let
am.
you begin.
Especially
I'll
when
let you
it's
begin.
used right. 100%. It's a song which a lot of people know, and I think for that scene it just fitted right, man. You watch it and you're like, yeah, that's the right choice.
Yeah, and the fact was
it
that
was
the
a great introduction.
exact start of the episode they kicked it off with that as well.
Yeah, it starts off well. Yeah. I think to me, from watching that, like if like you can almost forget it's Marvel. Like I see a lot of relatable things with Umbrella Academy for the way it's filmed.
Yeah, very
with
good
time and the way it goes forward and back. I like that personally with the time, and I know the Dark, for example, that was done to perfection.
Yep.
I've never seen anything like that show. It confuses me to this day, but
I agree.
it's amazing. Honestly,
it's
whoever
one of
come up with that,
it is one
genius.
of the best written shows and film. I'd say definitely shows of all time. Now, just quickly, I want to talk about the 1899 series that Netflix is doing, which are by the creators of Dark, the writers of Dark. There's a 40-second trailer, I believe, of a ship, right? And it's just a trailer for a ship.
Yes.
That trailer has nearly 2 million views.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't watched Dark, watch that show, because I got recommended it by a guy from work who who is a G. I'm not gonna shout his name because I don't know if he wants me to. But he's a legend, and I recommended. I watched it. Recommended it to Kai. It is a German show. Man, we like to go on tangents on this podcast. I swear to God, but
we go off track.
We go off track all the time. That's why we don't have a list. We need to get back on the path. So episode 2 of Loki. Music was insane.
Good.
The ending as well.
Insane.
With the music was so good. I put down here Loki MVP because I wanted to talk about his character and Tom Hiddleston, how he plays him, how he's played him for years, and how he still continues to amaze me. How much development and how much character he can show throughout his performance.
100%, I love his humor.
Really
his humor is brilliant.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just works well. Loki in that scenario, it just kind of seems like he's meant to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see what they'll come up with in the next episodes and what we'll see, because from what they've shown, there's obviously we've got Lady Loki, which was introduced at the end. Yeah, I think most people knew she was in this. Also, she has blonde hair.
She does.
Which is important.
So
she might change her hair, but you never know.
She might change her hair, or it could be a new character.
Yeah.
I think her character's gonna be a very interesting one because the way the
Yeah.
episode ended of all the branch timelines, we could get a Rick and
Mm.
Morty type episode where they jump around in all these
Yeah.
realities and
You could
timelines,
do,
and
yeah.
you could see a
Seeing
lot of
tons of
bunch of
different.
Easter eggs
Yeah.
and a bunch of different like timelines that should be there because they're all branch timelines that shouldn't happen, you know, like
Yeah. Yeah.
they could
And
it
obviously
could
you're
be
having all the
anything.
forces being split up trying to go to these each
Exactly,
position, which is going to
exactly.
be. Yeah,
I
she's
just
obviously done it for a reason.
yeah, exactly. Um,
So yeah.
I'm interested, and the fact I was telling you this, Kai, you know, earlier that
Yes, about the
um,
pen.
about the pen.
Yeah. Not
I
just any
think
pen.
a lot of people have brought this up, but if you don't know, in the episode, obviously, the part where Owen Wilson's character is in the office,
Mm.
for the person he works for, can't remember her name, but she gives Owen Wilson's character a pen to sign, like a file stuff,
Yes, a file.
and
Yeah, because she's
and
got
on the
literally all the
pen,
goods from each mission,
yeah, yeah. And on the
which is cool.
The pen reads Franklin. Oh my God, I had it up and it just went away. The pen reads. Give me 1 second here. The pen reads Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt High School. I
Love
cannot
that.
pronounce that name, and I have butchered
I'm
that,
not
so
even
I'm
gonna
very
try
sorry.
it. So,
Um, but that high
Hey, you're
school,
getting
it's
caught by
not.
the
It's not.
language, please.
I know. I'm sorry. Please do not. I know I've said that wrong. I'm very sorry. But anyway, moving on. If you search that name up, it doesn't actually come up with an out-and-out Marvel character or something that's in the MCU. But
Mm.
in real life, that is an actual high school. That is one of the best high schools in Brooklyn, I believe. Um, and a certain Molecule Man
Yes.
went to one of the best high schools in Brooklyn as well, which has a similar name, I believe. Um,
Yeah.
so a lot of people are assuming that he could make an appearance, or he could be one of the woman's, like other like
Yeah.
advisors or other people that work for her, which I think is a very
Mm.
good shout because
Yeah.
he's a very
But the thing
interesting
is, we're
character.
the thing with see, yeah, we could get that, but then we could have Lady Loki also trying to screw him over.
True,
Because
true.
as a solo actor, I maybe yeah, there's something more to it, the lies and all that.
I agree. I agree.
There's
It
always
could be a
another meaning, or
completely yeah.
yeah,
It could be, and we
which we
know
saw
that
with Loki already.
yeah. We have also seen from um different series that Marvel have done that they like to throw in Easter eggs that are not relatable.
Yeah,
Like in One Division where they put the Grim Reaper symbol in the intro and he was nowhere to be seen.
yeah.
Um,
People thought,
so it could be just a complete debate from
yeah,
Marvel.
yeah. And
But
people think Kang the Conqueror too, don't they? With the
yeah, with Kang the Conqueror,
timekeepers
he is
going
obviously
down that route.
rumored he is confirmed to be in Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man
Yes,
and the
which I'm
Ant-Man
very intrigued to see
Quantum
how they're going
Realm.
to do that.
Yes, I am indeed. Um,
Because
Whether
Kang the
he
Conqueror is
shows
quite a
up
big
here,
villain.
he is a big character. Whether he turns up here, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting because a lot
Mm.
of people are saying he could be one of the timekeepers, which is true. He could be one of the timekeepers. Um,
Yeah.
or he could be just
Yeah.
hanging
What
about.
interested me in the episode is the fact how much the timekeepers, like the woman said, of how much they want to get this sorted. So they wanted to capture Lady Loki. So there's a reason why they wanted her, because
Yeah,
she was causing trouble. Yeah, but I feel like there's something more to why they want her.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
Something's hidden. Something's hidden there. There's more meaning
Yeah,
because they're like top right up there. They're the gods basically of everything with time. So why would they want this one person? I know they're causing trouble, but is it something which I don't know? Is it something really which they'd get they're
involved
interested
with
into?
or
Yeah,
yeah,
involved with.
exactly.
Yeah, to me it kind of seemed past them. You'd think maybe they
Well,
could,
that's
the ones
something
below
that,
could deal with it.
yeah, that's something that I guess we'll find out whether it's just something that they haven't experienced before.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
Because what was also shown in the fact that things can't be changed, it just happens differently. So it was
yeah,
very clever the way
yeah,
Loki explained that with the fact that um, with like
and
the
with the
destruction of
apocalypse,
Asgard, the
yeah,
apocalypse, if it's not a meteorite, it's a storm, or it's something which is going to happen. You can't stop it.
exactly,
So
yeah,
yeah,
which is a very,
yeah,
very smart way for them to explain the whole premise of the series. Because I think a problem that people had with the TV and the comics is that they just kind of seem like people like that they could do what they want. Like I know I really love how the Rick and Morty done the time cops in there,
yes. Oh,
but
that was so good.
it was so
Yeah,
good. But they kind of done it similar with Marvel in the comics, where they literally were just like floating people who like warp in and out, and they can just
yeah,
randomly get there because they have the power, you know. But these have like
yes,
Marvel have gone a lot more deeper and into actually explaining, which obviously you have to do with a series to get people involved. You can't just have
yeah.
like people doing that. You have to make sure you
There
set up
has
the
to be an
structure.
order
There has to be,
to
yeah, there
it.
has to be a
It can't be
reasoning.
just like let everything like let loose and
Yeah,
chaos.
and it's cool because
Time can be
they,
turned into chaos.
yeah, exactly, and
That's why they're there.
it's cool because the people who work for the TVA are kind of not. It's not a religion. It's not a
Mm,
religion, but it's more
no.
like they are believers of something. They are believers of there's only one timeline. Like everything happens for a reason, kind of thing. You know, like everything
Yeah.
happens because it's supposed to happen, which is like a kind of seems like a religion thing to me. It kind of seems like a
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of thing that a group of people know because they know they know what
Yeah.
happens if someone
Yeah.
steps off the
I
timeline. You know,
also
so
think as well they're going to be kind of shown that they might be wrong with their beliefs too, because
yeah,
with Loki, obviously we know he dies, but there might be even an anomaly in that type of thing that
yeah.
maybe something which they don't kind of interpret could actually happen. So Loki could, I don't know, he might be able to
Well, who
not
knows?
die.
He could he they might be able to, or they might not close off one of the timelines before he gets to the Nexus event, and then that's it. The
Yeah.
multiverse is gone.
Something,
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Something could, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
everything for
Solid
episode
episode.
2 of Loki. I really enjoyed that
Yeah.
episode. I'm very excited for next
Yeah.
Wednesday. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, I think next week we'll probably talk about
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
talk about Luca. I know that's coming out Friday. We can probably bring up
Yes.
a few other things. Maybe the third episode,
Yeah,
whether
July
we do
we've got
this.
Fear Street, which I
We
think
have
we'll
a lot of
definitely
stuff
go
with
over.
July. Yeah, like when it gets to July, we literally have Black Widow on the
Yeah.
9th. We have Fear Street on the 9th. We
Yep.
have Resident
Yep.
Evil Infinite Darkness on the 8th. We have a lot
Yep.
of stuff. We have three Fear Street weeks. There's a lot of stuff in July.
Yeah.
We have G.I. Joe film comes out in July. We have
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
a lot of good
Yes.
stuff
Yeah.
scheduled for
There
July.
is. Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
make sure stick here. Spooky Talks is
Yep.
if you like this podcast
Yeah.
series that
We'll
we're
keep
doing,
it.
we'll make sure to
Spooky talks.
Spooky Talks. I like it. But I think it's probably
Yeah.
a good way to end the episode. Is there anything else you want to say on any of the matters, Kai?
No. No. Just again, like I've said, solid episode.
Yeah.
E3, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Okay. Okay is the best way to describe it, I think.
I agree. I agree. I think
It's just okay, then full stop. Nothing
okay. Then
else.
full stop.
Yeah.
But just quickly before we end this, I just want to say
Yeah.
a quick shout out to Take Two Initiative. It's by far the worst E3 panel I've ever seen in my life. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Thank you for me. Thank you for Kai, and we'll see you next time for another episode of Spooky Talks. Thank you very much. See you
Yeah.
guys there.
Thank you.
Peace.